Watch out, world, I'm coming through. Watch out, world, I'm coming through. Watch out. You've experienced life, love, lost, have no fear. Just keep pushing, be strong. Keep the faith until change comes. Strength is not how much you can ever overcome and what you couldn't do alone. I'm determined to. Yeah, I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'm gone. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah.
Hey, I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. What's up, winners? It is First Monday once more and again. Thank you for coming to the show of Experiencing Life, Love, and Loss. First Monday. Listen, we are going through the ABCs, and we want to thank you all for just showing up. We appreciate you for being so faithful. Like every first Monday, you are here. And I am so excited to just have you. Thank you so much. Right now, I need you all to share this live and like and follow Experiencing Life, Love, and Loss. Listen, you can go to the Facebook page. There is also one more thing that I would like for you all to do. If you have not subscribed to the Tisha Milton channel, you are missing out on something big. So before this live is up, I want you to go to YouTube. Just do my name at Tisha Milton. It's 8402. But if you just hit Tisha Milton, I promise you it'll pop up this face. Yellow. This light skin will show up. You'll be like, oh, there she is. So right now, I want to shout out to the people that are on tonight. Hey, what's up to Calhoun Bay? What's up, Kendra? Auntie Sand, what's going on? Lady Yolanda Pittman Bailey. Hey, girl, you in the house tonight? Hey, Shay. We got the elder in the house. Elder Flowers. Thank you for being on here. Tracy. Thank you so much, Tracy. Tracy, are you a first timer? Oh, I love it. Love first timers. Thank you so much for getting on. Hello, Angie. That's my homegirl. We grew up together. And my cousin Amir and Janine. What's up, boo? I am so excited about tonight's show. I see you, Ashley. Girl, and you're not even late, girl. That means something special is going to happen tonight. Ashley is on it. Ashley is on time. That'll never happen. But we're so excited for tonight's show. Listen, we're on the letter N tonight, talking about the power of no. We're going to get straight into it. I have so much to talk about. Listen, we're going to help one another on tonight. I need you to chime in, whatever it is that you want to say. If you want to share some experiences, you are more than welcome to do that on the Experiencing Life, Love, and Loss First Monday with Tisha Milton. I forgot to tell y'all who I was. You know it. I'm your girl, Tisha Milton. Listen. We're going to talk about no. So, we're going to break this up. The first part, the N, we're going to talk about saying no. And the O part, we're going to talk about how we need not be offended in receiving no. So, we're going to talk about the offense in receiving no. And then we're going to absolutely spend a lot of time with saying no. Why is it so hard to say no? So this particular show are for us, we the people who really have a hard time with saying no. It's like we have these ideas in our mind that we're going to be able to be there for everyone who needs us. And we have that mindset that we can take care of everything. We can handle it. We can handle our business and others too. So we have this thing in our mind to where we feel like we can do it. So we say yes, even when we don't have the time to say yes. So we're going to talk about it on tonight. I want to hit you up with one of these scriptures real quick. To whom much is given, much is required. That's in Luke 12:48. Now, even though that is a scripture, it is also a saying, a slogan, something to live by. A lot of us, I feel, the reason why we say yes is because we try to live up to this scripture or this slogan, this saying. We feel like it is our responsibility to make sure that we determine what is required. Because we feel like, okay, we're blessed, we have a lot of things. So I need to make sure I give much. So if I have a lot, so it is my responsibility to give, or it's my responsibility to show that I have these things and share these things. But how many of you know, if you're not giving the much, then it's not your responsibility to require the much. So if the much comes from whomever you believe in, you believe in God, if the much that you receive, your blessings, your overflow, comes from God, that means the requirement is coming from God. So we push ourselves, and we even go as far as putting ourselves on the back burner so we can take care of everyone else. Who does this? We feel like, because I am a mother, I am a father, I am a leader, I am the oldest, we tend to take on, I am required to do these particular things. So we put so much on our back, on our own. It is all our responsibility. We do it to ourselves to just say yes all of the time when we're really not required to. But we take that particular thing on ourselves. So we're going to talk about that tonight. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find it in ourselves to say that we can nurture ourselves, right? We're going to give to ourselves. We're going to honor ourselves. So this is what I think about when it comes to saying yes or preventing yourself from saying no. I'm reminded of when you're on a flight, right? The flight attendant or the captain that is giving the instructions, they're saying, if we come into a situation where oxygen is needed, that you are to put the mask over your face first before you assist anyone else. So you make sure you receive the oxygen that you need, then you're able to help someone else. So that is the same thing when we're requiring of ourselves to say yes. You make sure that you're capable of taking care of everything you need. You nurture yourself first. If you do not nurture yourself first, it is impossible to give a 100% of your yes to anyone else. So the first thing I want to talk about today that I would like for you, me, I am going to participate in this because I am one of them. So are you. I'm one of them that have a problem with just saying no. Not because I think, I'm all that or anything, but I just feel like I want to help. I'm a giver. So what we're going to do is we're going to physically write down ways that we can nurture ourselves. I'm not talking about anyone else. Let's just talk about you, right? When you get to this particular time, you have some downtime. Start writing down ways to nurture yourself, ways to honor yourself, ways to give yourself some time, okay? Now we're going to go to a list of things that I feel like will help us. Okay. First of all, give yourself permission to say no. Can y'all do that? Give yourself permission to say no. What that means? That's a Tisha. It is okay to say no. Can somebody make a comment and talk to yourself? I talk to myself when there is no one to talk. Sometimes you have to talk to yourself. Give yourself permission. Say in a comment. I wish I could type it right now, but I'm going to say it. You type it. Tisha, it is okay, girl. You can say no. It's okay. Anyone else feel like I just have an issue with it? Tell yourself it is okay. Sometimes we feel so guilty behind saying no. Like, man, if I say no, they something is gonna crash. If I say no, they're not gonna do it. Believe me, they will figure it out. Whomever it is, if it's not something that you are able to do in that particular moment, it is okay to say no. Now, this show is not for the selfish, for the people who always say no, for people that soon as you don't even answer the phone because you know they about to ask me for something, so I'm not going to answer. I'm not talking about y'all selfish folk. You selfish. You need change. I'm talking about those of us that feel obligated to take care, not only the things that we have need of, but take care of the needs of others so much till it overpowers us. That's how you know if this show is for you. If you say yes to something and then after you say yes, you mad at yourself like, oh, man, I don't even have time to do this. So you end up not doing what you're supposed to do to make sure you keep your word. Because for those who have a hard time with saying no, first of all, our word is our bond. We want people to know if I say it, I mean it, and I'm going to make it good, right? So we tend to, whatever we say yes to, we make it happen even if we don't take care of ourselves. That's why I wanted the first thing for us to do is have a list of ways to nurture ourselves. I see some people on here. Carmelita said we had to say no today. Carmelita is CC Jones. That's my sister. We had to say no to a close loved one. And then listen, and I'm glad you said that because I wasn't going to say nothing about it, CC. But there is some times when you have to say no because your hands are tied. It's like, oh, if I say yes to this, and I'm going to talk about, you see yourself in the future like, I see where this will take me. So even though I love you, I know you need it at the time, I just can't do it. I just can't. Second thing I want you to know is I am valuable. Tell yourself, Tisha, girl, you are valuable. Whether you say no or not, you are valuable. Sometimes we tend to say no. We tend to not say no because we think it's going to take away from who we are. I'm not going to be valuable anymore. I'm not going to be this person I see myself. I'm not going to be needed. No. If you say no, you are still valuable. Let me tell you why they always call us. Because we're valuable. We're reliable. There is no way I need $20. And I am going to, in my thoughts, before I even call somebody, I get to thinking, who can I run to? Who can I run to that's going to give me a yes? And then you have these people in your mind. They're going to say no. They're going to say no. This person is going to say yes. They always say yes. Let me call that person. That's you. Why? Because you're valuable. Because you're reliable. You're dependable. And when you are that person, people tend to run to you to provide help. Is it okay to help? Absolutely. Be the help for people. That's what we are for. But when it comes to taking your time, when it does not fit in your program, and you know what your program is, if it does not fit in your program, if you have to rearrange your program, you have to think about, is it worth it at this particular time? Not if they are worth it, is the situation, because the person is always worth it. Oh, I'm getting ready to roll on somebody's parade right here. It's going to rain right here. Get rid of the disease to please. Oh my goodness. Tisha, why are you calling that a disease? You call it to please people is a disease. Let me tell you what disease is. A disease, and I keep saying dis-ease because the not part, but it's a disease, right? It is a disorder of structure or how something normally functions. It is a particular quality or habit, disposition, something that already goes. This is a disease that attacks something. It messes up everything that's supposed to act correctly. So when you are one who wants to please other people, it becomes a disease. It is a dis-ease to please other people. Yes, Cassandra, I did. She said, did you say disease to please? I did. It is a disease to be a people pleaser. Now, I don't want you to get it twisted. Don't get my words twisted to say we're not supposed to please, right? Because for sure, if you're in a relationship with your spouse, you're supposed to be pleasing to your spouse, right? But I'm talking about if your aim is to please, you're driven to please people. You want the approval of people. So much that you will break your neck to make sure that you get that satisfaction in blowing you up. So, and I don't want the takers, because I want to speak to the takers as well. You know, the people that are give. The takers usually take advantage of those people who give. So I don't want you to get it twisted to make it seem like we just so concerned about you. Most people that give and that always say yes, it is really not about the person that's asking. It's all about it's all about this this way that we see ourselves. We are so channeled to give that's all our focus in. We're so focused on helping people and improving people and promoting people and encouraging people that we do not even focus on the person. And sometimes that's what's get us in our trouble. We don't analyze the person. We're focusing so much on the need that we will do whatever it takes to meet that particular need. But make sure in meeting that need that you are not pleasing or you have this particular dis-ease to please that particular person. Number 4, I want us to talk about not just saying no. This is about to get good right here. Not about just saying no, but knowing when to say no. So if you looked at my flyer, I put the power of KNOW, but I bolded the NO in the no. Why? Because our main focus for today is the knowing when to say no. That is the most hard part. You know why it's the hard part? because we do not stop. And you know what that's called? Discernment. So when we think about discernment, when we hear certain discernments, we hear it like in the spiritual aspect of it. When there is some discernment, like you're supposed to discern the spirit, but it's that, but it's more to it. We are supposed to live our life and make every decision we make with discernment. Oh, this blessed me so when I realized what discernment means. Discernment means the conclusion. Oh my goodness. Which means if you know the conclusion, that means you already know and can see and visualize how it's going to end. Oh, so I thought just discernment is, trying to watch the spirit and knowing what spirit it is. It's not just that. It is knowing the spirit, but knowing what's going to happen. Once you come in contact with this particular spirit. So when you are asked of something, you're supposed to pause. Allow the time to think it through. I have gotten in so much trouble. Anybody with me? Anybody can attest? Can anybody be a witness with me and say, what has gotten me into a lot of trouble is making these hasty decisions, these impromptu decisions, these right now decisions, these decisions in my feelings and emotions at this particular time, and not focusing on the discernment, the conclusion of the matter. What do I mean by that? Before you make a decision, you discern, get to the conclusion. If I do this, what will possibly happen? What will be the end result of this? Oh my goodness. If we just pause, I promise, if we just take the time, we'll start thinking like, hold up. Give me some time to think about it. And let me get back with you. Listen, my pastor is notorious for this. She'll be like, let me think about it. Like, just tell me yes or no, right? I mean, like, can you just, but that is what I'm learning. I need time to look at the conclusion. I need to see where this is going to lead me, where this is going to take, oh my God, where this is going to take me. If I say yes to this, will this thing for my life in 2 months? Will this be the best decision for me to make next year at this particular time? How many of you know one decision, oh my God, can change the rest of your life? And we think that, it's just going to affect me. You got to discern that thing. Sometimes a decision you make is not going to affect you, but it's going to affect your children and your children's children. Some of these decisions are generational decisions. These are decisions that can set you up for the rest of your life or set you back. And we have to make sure that we know when to say no. Not just know when to say no, but know when to say yes. It is the discernment. Somebody type in there, discernment, 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 discernment. What is discernment? Discernment is the conclusion. When you know the end. Let me put that back up there so y'all can know. And then I want y'all to go look it up. Go look it up like I did. Go look it up. It's a spiritual connection to it. Don't you know that because Alpha and Omega is the same person, he has the discerning, the ultimate discerning spirit, because he is the beginning and he is the end. So that means at the beginning, he already know what is going to happen at the end. Oh, greater work shall we do. So if he is that means we can do the exact same thing, oh my goodness, and making a decision today and being able to discern. Pause and take some time. And discern, come to a conclusion, see the end of it. It will help us and prevent us from being in a whole lot of trouble. Listen, I've had some good days. I've had some hills to climb. Listen, those good days can last. Those bad days, listen, we will not have so many bad days if we will just take the time and discern. Know. That's the knowing. That knowing part is your discernment. That is so important. And I'm not just talking about because what we do is we only do it when it pertains to certain things like business and money. But no, a small decision, check this, a small decision as to if I should eat this or not. So I'm aging. Y'all know this my year 50. This my year Jubilee celebration, baby. This my year 50. But my life has changed. I know now I cannot eat past a certain amount of time of the day. When it get past 9:30, I cannot eat. I don't care what it is. I'm talking about a little snack. I'm talking about a little Debbie cake. I can't even eat that before I lay down and go to sleep. Because when I wake up, I feel like all this stuff is just, what is that? All on my chest. And I'm like, what? Why do I feel this right here? That's that food you ate. Girl, that's that little snack right there that's sitting right here. If you had discerned and stopped and thought, wait a minute, last time I ate this at this particular time, I woke up feeling like, sometimes feel like a hangover, like I'm sick, like what? I ain't drunk nothing. Yes, it's the discernment of the little decisions that we make. If we just stop and pause and think about it, what is going to happen if I say yes to this cake? What is going to happen if I eat this steak? Oh my goodness. And go to bed. Oh my goodness. Don't do it. I'm not telling y'all what to eat. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about Tisha. What happens when I do it? There has to be some discernment. I have to eat it at 2 or 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, something like that. Not before I go to bed. So once we allow it some time to think it through, that way we can discern and make good choices and know when to say no. Listen, number 5, set boundaries. So the reason why I have yarn right there is because when I thought about boundaries, it made me think about growing up. I don't know if you experienced this, but growing up, there was always this person on the street that you cannot get on their grass. They be like, stay off my grass, stay off my grass. Everybody else, you can walk on their grass, you can run on their grass, you can roll on their grass. But this one house who kept their lawn beautiful, they always said, do not walk. And it seemed like they would come out of nowhere, like they in the window looking, knowing when the kids are outside playing. We don't have to worry about that right now because kids don't go outside and play. I'm talking about back in my day. It was always somebody who said, do not go on my grass. So we knew if the ball went over there, it's like, who going over there to get it? I'm not going to get it. I'm not. You go get the ball. I'm not going. Because we knew that was a place that we couldn't go. So when it's time for you to say no, there's some boundaries that you have to set. Is the boundaries necessarily for the people? No, sometimes the boundaries are for us. Listen, You know, setting boundaries can be simple as, all right, I'm only allowing myself so much money. This month, I'm only allowing this amount of money for me to loan somebody. If somebody called me and said they need to borrow this, I'm only allowing this time. I'm not gonna go into my savings. I'm not gonna go into my bill money. Because remember, when we discern, you have to make sure when they ask to borrow this money, you have to look past, well, what if they don't give it back to me? So you have to be ready for the end of that particular thing. So you will set boundaries to say, look, and so when someone calls you like, hey, I don't have it, I reached my limit for this month. I can't do it. If you set boundaries of your time, this is so key. Especially people. Now I'm about to talk to the people whose phone rings off the hook. People are always calling you for your time, for your advice. You need to set a boundaries. Like Big Red. He said, my office hours are from 9 to 5. So don't come asking me, for those of you that watched 5 Heartbeats. Yeah. My office hours are from 9 to 5. You better set some boundaries. Listen, if you don't, folk will call you at 2 o'clock in the morning with a problem and expect for you to listen, give full attention, and then give them some advice on what to do. And here we are, rolling out of bed, taking the call, because we so want to help people. We so don't want to say no. We already know if it's at this particular time of the night, they need me. So let me go ahead and wake up and do it. And you will sacrifice your sleep, right? And when you wake up the next day, your whole day is messed up because you missed out on what you were supposed to get. Now, of course, there are some, emergencies. But I'm talking about if you have boundaries, right? And you need to set, listen, I am here for you. I am willing to help you. But I need you to call me, If it's not an emergency, call me between this time and this time. Or call me on these days. This is a particular day. I was on Facebook, some type of social media, and I seen where they were being funny and said the church announcements, you need to put in your church announcements on Wednesday only. If you need prayer, you can only put it in on Wednesday. So if anything happened between that particular time, you have to pray for yourself. But I'm not saying that. That was funny to me. But there were boundaries. People already knew that, there's a certain time. This is not so much to not help people. I'm not talking about not. I'm just talking about protecting ourselves. Why do we need to protect ourselves? Why do we need to make sure we are covered? We have a list of taking care of our particular needs. Because if we do not, there is no way we can give a 100% yes to anyone else. There is no way you can help them to the capacity that you need to in order to be there for them if you don't take care of yourself. The next thing I want to talk about is relationships. All right. Are y'all still with me? Let me look at these comments. Y'all like truth? Hold on. Tara Poirier saying, beware of career victims. Beware of career victims. What does that mean? That means those people who attack, right, as is their career. They need that attention. It's a job for them. All right, thank you for letting me know you're still with me. All right, so let's talk talk about relationships real quick. I'm not gonna really parlay on part. I'm not gonna stay long. I'm not gonna stay long on this one because it can really go for a long period of time. I was watching a show where they were interviewing. It was a talk show where they were interviewing this lady, and I believe she was a lawyer, and she was saying that there is no way that she was going to even consider the time of a man who didn't at least make what she made or more, right? And she was getting a whole lot of flack from it. They were really attacking her, calling her selfish and calling her bougie, and she didn't have a right. That didn't quite sit right with me because I know all of us have a list. You better have a list of the things that you're willing to accept or you don't want to accept from a relationship. Some years ago, TLC ministered to us. What did they say? No, I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side in your best friend's ride. Trying to holler at me? No, I don't want no scrub. It's okay for you to say that. It is okay for you to say no to what you will and will not accept. It's okay. You have a right to determine what you will and will not accept in a particular relationship. And it's best to be very vocal, be upfront, be transparent, be honest about it. Because if you say up front, no, I don't want no scrubs. The scrubs gonna run away from you. They might go off on you first. But the scrubs are going to run away. But you have to be real with yourself. You have to be real with yourself and really know what you will and will not accept. What is that called? She said it best. She said standards. You cannot go for anything and expect for greatness to come out of it. There are requirements for everything that we do, right? When you apply for a job, they are listed the requirements. And before they even call you for an interview, if you don't meet the standards, then that's a no for you, right? So why is it so hard for us to make those standards in what is lifelong relationships or long term that we're looking for? Why is it that we think I just have to settle? I settled before. Child, don't do that. It just won't work. It will not work. And that's just being lenient with yourself. That's a part of the setting of boundaries to protect yourself. And that's a part of the discernment. You know what you will and will not accept in the long run. So we have talked about how it's okay to say no, right? Oh, family. Listen, this is very, very, very sticky. This is a very sticky subject. But I believe if we are open and if we communicate when it comes to family, I don't know, it's just something about not the new generation now, because they don't care. They don't care about structure in family. I'm sorry. They just don't. it means it really doesn't hold much value to them. But back in the day, like family was valuable. Some of the values I didn't understand. Some of the values I didn't believe in, and why they held them up. Um, and one value I want to point out that was never really talked about then, but once we start getting these ancient Chinese secrets about what's happening, we started calling people out. Knowing, there were some family members that were not right, but they were made comfortable. Like, we're going to let them come to the family reunion so we don't make them feel uncomfortable. Everybody else can feel uncomfortable, but we want to make this person uncomfortable. You have a right to say no to that. When it comes to toxic relationships in family, this is hard, y'all. This is hard. But if it hurts you, right? Not stop loving them. I'm not saying stop loving them and don't be around them, but it is a way. I believe they say feed with a long handle spoon. It is a way that you can be around the family and not allow them into your personal space, right? Because there's some people who have really been hurt by some things some family members have done in the past, and they have a hard time with letting it go, and end up hurting deeper on the inside, and what that causes depression and things to come up. Y'all, we're at the time where we really have to pay attention. Listen to me. You have to pay attention to the psychotic mentality and emotions of people. We have put it on a back burner for so long, to where we don't want to go get help, and we have pacified these people who really need some psychological help, right? Just because they're family. Are we helping them or are we hindering them? Right? So it has to be, you have to know, oh my God, you have to discern when to say no. You have to discern when to not enable. Ooh, we are some enabling people when it comes to family because our heart is in it. We have that connection, and we got to get to the point where we are able to know when to say no to this particular person. Even when we feel like they're going to hurt themselves or whatever. You have to get to the point where it's okay for you to say no to family when it's going to benefit them in the long run. There we go. Love them from a distance. I believe it. Yes. Do you stop loving them? Absolutely not. And you throw out some things when you can. I have some cousins, y'all. Really, I have some cousins that our family was brought up in church, and they have. When I tell you, they turn their back on God like He's not even there. But it is up to me as a believer to not stop loving them, to not prevent myself from conversing with them. No, I still, because they'll go on social media and they'll tear God up and all His people. And I get on there, girl, you so pretty, girl. Love you, girl. It's all about family. Because what I don't want them to do, I don't want to end my relationship with them, because hopefully it is something that I am doing. It is a way that I am living that may change their mind. And if you don't talk to them, who is going to be that light to make it shine on the person, on that people that will help them in that particular way. So if you never say anything to these people that you know, that you are connected to, that you love so much, if you never be a light, if you always give the drunk uncle, you go buy him a 40 ounce all the time because he's just your uncle. No, that is enabling it. You have to know when to say no. Look, dude, I can't stop you from drinking, but you're not going to use my money because I'm not going to buy the drink for you. No, because I know what it's doing. I see what it's doing to you. So I am not going to enable you. Now I just got to say no. Sorry, Unc. I love you, but you're going to get somebody else to do it because I'm not. We have to know when to say no to certain things, even when it comes to the people that we love, even when it comes to them living the life that we don't agree with. Oh, we can't throw all the gay people away. I said it. I said it. Tisha Milton, Experiencing Life, Love, and Loss with Tisha Milton. She said, you cannot throw the gay people away, the trans, whatever, LGBTQI, whatever. You cannot throw them away. Whether you agree with it or not, you have to know, you have to discern who is going to be the light for them. Who is going to let them know at some point? I'm not saying change their way of living. No, I'm saying express and show love. Show whoever you serve or you believe in, express that. Show that to them. That will win them over way more than your words. That will win them over way more than your words. So we're talking about knowing when to say no. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not about to wear no rainbow shirt, nothing like that. I'm not about to do that. But I am not going to not love on my loved ones, or I am not going to throw away a friendship. I'm not gonna do it. That's just my thought. That's just who I am. I'm not going to do it. I can still hang out with you or whatever, or have a conversation. We can be at the table having a conversation and playing a game, and all of. I can do that, and still love you, and still say I'm with you all the way. Listen, but this is what I believe in. I'm gonna always put in what I believe, though. I'm gonna always throw it out. You keep doing your do, but listen, this is where I love you, girl, and I'm gonna do this, and I am there for you. Right? I'm going to show love. That's all I'm saying. So just knowing when to say no. And sometimes we want to say no to these relationships. We want to turn our back when it comes to family. Love is the greatest gift that we can give the people that is connected to us. And believe me, whether you know it or not, you are on radar. People are watching you. They're watching you. They're watching me. So we have to be careful with what we're doing. So now we have just started the let me see what's here. She's a therapist. Okay, being gay and lying are both sins. Yes, the Lord says a lie will not tarry in my sight. Preach, girl. But they love putting levels on sin. All of our righteousness is that of filthy rags. Yeah, so that means, you know what she's saying? We're all the same. We're all the same. Yeah, sin is sin. But what I want to focus on, the no part. Knowing when to say no. Okay, so we have just discussed the easiest part of tonight. The easiest part of tonight was saying no, the end. Oh, but there's another part to it. Even though for all of us that has had the problem, or it has been hard for us to say no, right here, this one, receiving no. That has been some of the hardest things for us, we as people, to do. You know why? Nobody told you when you was growing up. Nobody said I'm telling you, I have a great niece. This girl, ever since she been in the world, it seemed like she understood. Like, soon as you say, she go to crying. Girl, you're going to have to realize that some things are going to be no, and you're going to have to accept it. Right? So sometimes we have to be able to receive no. I remember I was preparing for this like some months ago, and I had put out on Facebook, we need to do more of telling our children, grandchildren, no. We need to say no more often. Why? It came to me. Target is my daughter's favorite. She just loves to go to Target. She thinks every time we go to Target, she needs to get something. She needs to get a shirt. She needs to get a toy. She needs to get some lotion. She needs to get something, a squishy thing, anything. She have to get something out of Target. So we were in Target one day, and it was this poppet things, the little poppet things, you know, these kids got to be doing something sometimes. So it's this poppet. She like, Mom, can I get this poppet? And I was like, no. And she looked, she was like, why? It's not even expensive. As if that's the reason, I'm like, so I don't care. It's not about how much it costs. No. She was like, but I'll pay you back. Like, if you get it for me, I'll get it back out of my money I have saved up. I'll pay you back. I said, no. No. She was like, well, I don't understand. Listen, you have a poppet purse. You have all these different shapes of poppets, poppet keychain. No, you don't need another poppet. No. And I looked back at her. She got tear eyed. I said, you better not drop one tear. Not one tear in this place. Because I told you no. Sometimes in this life, it is going to be no. And we have to be willing to accept it. It is not the end of the world. Which I believe that's how sometimes, because we're not told no enough, when we're told it, we don't know how to respond. We go to the extreme. It's like, I can't make it. I can't. Yes, you can. Get up and try it again. Or try something different. Which is why I think like some of these relationships and stuff, why people want to take their spouses out. When they say, look, I don't want to be with you anymore. We get so offended. Oh, you don't want me. You don't want me. You're not going to have nobody else. Why is that? Why is that? No, listen, do you know it's a whole lot of jokers out here that'll say yes to you? Oh, listen, I know. It hurts. It hurts. That rejection thing, ooh, it's like thunder, lightning, wind, and rain. That rejection is like a thunder going. It runs through your heart and it's painful. I understand it. Been there, done that quite a few times. I get it. But there is so much life. There are so many yeses after a no. If you can just get through the no, but if you don't get through the no, it's impossible for you to receive a yes. You have to get through the no. Sometimes it is going to be no. How? What have I found out? Sometimes no is for our good. There has been some times when no has been the best thing that could ever happen to me. It has. No has been the best. I didn't know it at that moment. At that moment, I was angry. At that moment, I was disappointed. At that moment, I probably even cussed in that moment of that no. But afterwards, when I just got through it, I realized that it was working for my good. I remember a time, a girl I knew for some years, but we went to church together, and she had this. She was on the board at this job, and she was in education. And she was telling me about it. And she was like, Tisha, listen, I got this job. It's going to get you out of the classroom. I'm on the hiring panel, so I could get you in. So I was like, okay. I was minding my own business, teaching. Didn't want to, but I was teaching every day. So when she told me, send me your resume, I sent it. Went to the interview. We looking at each other at the interview. She asked me questions. I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm answering the questions. Thinking everything is good. And they told me no. I'm like, girl, I thought you had me. Why you have me come over here and apply for this job thinking that I'm going to get out the classroom. I've been wanting to get out the classroom for years. And this is my opportunity. And you called me. And it was no. So upset. I'm like, girl, don't call me over here no more. Try to find me a job and they tell me no. I went through all these interviewing processes and y'all tell me no. It was about a month later. She came to me and she was like, Tisha, I am so glad they didn't give you that job. They have laid off all those people they hired, plus some. They got rid of a whole department, and that would have been the job that you got. Oh my God, I was like, thank you, Jesus. Because had I left the classroom, you can't leave in the middle of I think it was like in the middle of the school year. You can't leave and then come back. I would have been hit. That would have been it for me. I mean, listen, in order for you, according to the word, if you don't work, you don't eat. I got to eat. Y'all see these arms that got a little thick? I used to be real skinny. Y'all remember that? Not no more. So I got to work. But it was the no that I received that I realized, man, I did not understand that it was working for my good. So don't despise the no. Sometimes when it comes to us, let's talk about like prayer, right? Let's talk about prayer for a minute. In praying, or whoever, I pray to God, right? I pray to God in Jesus' name. That's what I pray to. But whomever you believe in, whoever you think this higher power is, if you feel like the universe gives you whatever, whoever you pray to, you ask of some things, right? Expecting your prayers to be heard. Expecting your prayers to be answered, right? And you know that the answers are yes and amen. ... And sometimes no, sometimes wait. I remember there were some times when I prayed and I asked for some things and I didn't receive it in the time that I felt like I should have. Then I went back and prayed again. And I asked for the same thing, and then some time passed and I still didn't get it. Then I went back and I asked for the same. It's almost like I was begging them. There were some times when no was no. There were some other times I felt like, don't you know how when your kids come to you and they be like, Mom, can I have it? Be like, no. And then they come back, Mama, can I have it? Be like, no. I did not tell you no. I said no. They come back, Mama, please. Just go ahead. Leave me alone. You're getting on my nerves. Just go ahead and get it. Sometimes I feel like that's how God is with me. Like, girl, I told you no, but you keep asking me for it. So here, take it. Oh, woo! Oh my goodness. That is the worst yes that you can receive after you have begged and pleaded for something and then he give it to you. You like, I didn't know. I didn't know I didn't want it. God, can you take it back? I'll accept the yes. But I understand in receiving no, that no can mean what you're asking for is beneath you. God is holding out because he has something better for you. You think this is good for you. You think you want this. But remember, he knows the beginning and the end. He knows, girl, this is not what you want. Believe me, you asking for something that's so small, and I have something so much bigger for you. So if I give you this, it's going to take room, and it's going to take you on a whole nother path, leading you from the direction that I have. Oh my goodness. It's going to lead you to a whole nother road. And I have this road set aside for you. So that sometimes the no, it is so much better for us to receive the no, because what we're asking for is beneath us. Oh, can I get a witness? Don't preach. Can I get a witness? Listen, sometimes we think we know what we want. My grandma used to tell us all the time, honey, you don't know nothing. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. A set design is great, isn't it? If we could just be patient. That word right there. If we could just be patient. Now, we can ask for what we will. But if you ask for something and you don't get it, oh, that may be a good indication that what you're asking for is beneath what he wants for you. He got something better on the other side. Listen, this dude that is in your face all the time, and you think you know it's not everything on your checklist. Well, he know God, but he don't have no good relationship with him, but he was brought up in the church. He don't go now, but he grew up in the church. Girl, no. Trust me. No. That is beneath you. It is someone so much better for you. Am I preaching? Am I preaching? Y'all gonna take up an offering. Listen, if you receive the prophet, you will get the prophet's reward. You know what the prophet's reward is? What comes out of the prophet's mouth. You will get a reward if you receive the words that's coming. That means it will happen. Oh, I'm about to pass a plate. Pass the plate. What an offering. Pass the plate. Because this is good to me. Listen, because we always in this rush to get a yes, when sometimes no is what we need. Why do we say no? Let me get to this banner. I got to get to this real quick. This one right here. You ask and receive not because you ask amiss. That comes from the good book that I read, James 4:3. Okay, so what does that mean? So I ask something, I don't receive it because I asked for a miss. A miss means it's not quite right. You're not asking for the right thing, or you have the wrong motive. You want it for a reason that you should not want it. You're asking for something that you should not even be asking for. Or it's not quite right. It's not the right time. Listen, I have a daughter that's 9. And I promise you, I had her late. I'm a late bloomer. So I kind of did it to her, like, because she's really not around little kids except at school. But family is just older. Everyone is just older. Sisters is older. Like her sister is 21, and she's just 9. Her cousins are in their 20s. So she want to, like, for her birthday, she want makeup. She want weave. Like, no, it's not quite right. No, it's not your time. It's not time for that. So no. And sometimes we know it's something that we're gonna need in the future. It's like, I see that. I want that right there. But we not quite ready for it yet. It's not quite right. It's not the right time. You have not been prepared. You're not primed and you're not ready. So it's not so much as it's a no, right? No, all the time. It's just not right now. Why? Because we're asking for things that's not quite right for us. Y'all leave my baby alone. Yeah, but I mean, I have to use my experience. This is called experiencing life, love, and loss. That's the life I have to experience. But I mean, we know it. We go through it. We're asking for things. Like, I want millions, and I want it, now. I don't know if I'm ready for it. I might, if I hit the lottery today, there is a plethora of things that I am going to purchase because I want it. And there should be a plethora of investments that I should have on my list to make that money make some more money. First of all, I don't even play. Say, play it first. How you gonna win if you don't play? Play it first, and then you can win. How you asking to hit the lottery and you don't even play it? A miss. Okay, but at this particular point, what I'm saying to you, when you're at the point where you're asking and you haven't received it, so I'm going to give you a quick help, just a quick help. So how do I ask? How is it that I ask? I am going to give you a digital right now 2023 way. If you don't have a way of discerning, like you're having trouble with it, like you don't know where to start, there is this thing. I'm gonna give you something really, 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 really tangible for you to do. Go to the Bible app. You can download the Bible app, right? On your Android or your iPhone, you can download this app. Why do I want you to download this app? Because in this app, you can put topics. You can search for topics. And when you search for a topic, let's say you're looking for a job because you need some finances or whatever. Your money is just not what it is, so you need another job. So you can go to this app and you can type in finances, right? And when you click the search button, there are so many different plans for you that will give you like a devotion, like a devotion to read. Then it'll give you scriptures that you can read that support that devotion, that's going to help you what you need. And then it will give you a prayer to pray and what to ask for concerning that particular thing. And we're talking about finances. it will give you a prayer to act. So not only would it give you a devotion, something for you to think about, it gives you reference, some scriptures to back it up. Because you know, when we say things to God, we can present his word to him, give him his word back, because he cannot lie, right? So when we have that word to give back to them, this is to prevent us from asking amiss, okay? And then it gives us a prayer to pray, just in case. You know, I know some of you are prayer warriors. Y'all got it all together, you know. But sometimes I myself have prayed amiss. Like when I wanted something and I didn't receive it, and I'm like, Father, in the name of Jesus, I declare and decree that it shall be done unto me. You said, if I ask in your word, I shall receive everything. And it's like, but it's still, you still missing something. You know, I am more than a conqueror. The weapon shall be formed, but it will not prosper. I will have the $1 million. I will hit the lottery. And you have to use it wisely. You have to use it in a right way. You have to rightly divide that word. You just can't throw some up at them and think that everything is going to be okay and think that you're going to get what you need. So I found this app to be a good thing for us to use, a tool. But if you're not where you want to be, right? If you're not where you think you should be, you can utilize this app. So I'm not saying that you have to buy anything. It is a free thing. Now, I'm not even saying you have to use it. I'm just saying, just in case you don't know where to start, this will be a good place for you to start. That'll get you on the road to when you pray, you're not praying amiss. This will get you on a road that when you receive a no, you're not going to go post them, right? When you receive a no, you're not going to feel like the world has just corrupted, like the ground has just fell up under you. You'll be able to say no and not feel guilty when it's time for you, when you're not even capable of doing it. Today, I'm talking about right before I got on, I was hit with a family member saying, I need you to do this right now. And it was something that I really wanted to do. I wish that I could help, but I couldn't. And felt guilty behind it. It's like, and I had to talk. I mean, it was a collaborative thing. It was a group. We had to talk each other out of it. Look, we can't feel guilty about this, because the end, if we discern, had to pause. What is going to be the end? If we bail this person out of this situation, how is it going to benefit them in the end? How is it going to help my life in the end? Am I going to be at a good state in the end? So sometimes we need that particular help to help us along the way. But if, for the prayer warriors, y'all pray for those of us that need to still use the Bible app. But there are tools out there. But I want you to understand and know that there is power in saying no, and there is power in receiving no. What is that power? It's knowing when to say it, knowing when to accept it. What is that no? That no is the discernment. That when you know the conclusion of the matter, when you pause and take the time to see whether this particular move is beneficial for both you and the person that's asking. Will this be a great outcome? And allow yourself to make a wise decision that will help you in the long run. All right. I hope you all were helped on today. I want to say thank you. I hope you enjoyed the show on today. Oh, I went over an hour by myself. Oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. You talk too much. You never shut up. You talk too much. Homegirl, you never shut up. That's it. That's all right. That's okay. But hopefully from my talking today, you should know when to say no and know what to do when you receive a no. Hey, this is Tisha Milton. I want to thank you. Do not forget to go to YouTube and subscribe to my page. Listen, I need some more subscribers. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your friends. Share it. I need for you to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in with First Monday, the ABCs of experiencing life, love, and loss today. I hope you were really helped with being able to discern when to say no, and then also knowing what to do when you receive it. All right, I love you all, and I really, 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 really mean it. Thank you for hanging out with me one more time. See you next time on First Monday in the month of July. Hope to see you soon. Hey, enjoy yourself. Do something special. Don't forget that list. Do something special for yourself. Guess what? You deserve it. You deserve it. See y'all next month. Bye-bye.
Watch out, world, I'm coming through. Watch out, world, I'm coming through. Watch out. You've experienced life, love, lost, have no fear. Just keep pushing, be strong. Keep the faith until change comes. Strength is not how much you can ever overcome and what you couldn't do alone. I'm determined to. Yeah, I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'm gone. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. I'ma win, I'ma win, I'ma win, yeah. Watch out, world, I'm coming through. Watch out, world, I'm coming through. Watch out. You've experienced life, love, lost, have no fear. Just